Well, the day has finally arrived. The showpiece event of the year so far takes place at Wembley Stadium, with two of the most supported teams from this part of the world competing. It's Chelsea against Manchester United. Yes, it's the FA Cup final, the 2017-2018 campaign. Well, earlier today, a royal wedding, and of course the FA Cup final on the same day. Such a rare occurrence. It's like you having the opportunity to take a glimpse at the eclipse. Early today, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle sealed their union. It was quite colourful. And speaking of colour, exactly what amplifies Wembley Stadium. We do have kickoff as we welcome you to our coverage of the 2017-2018 FA Cup final, live on the nation's #1 talk news and sport radio station. Doing this courtesy our relationship with our friends at the BBC. I'm Emmanuel Latim. I'll be your commentator for what should be an epic fixture. And my color commentator, a man who's got so much love for the Spanish division, but also his knowledge for football is unquestionable. Alex Agbasiere, efficient radio man. Good afternoon.
Listener out there, it's good to be here. The FA Cup final, the oldest cup club competition, and it's live already out there at the Wembley Stadium. We hope to see a fantastic play from both sides. Don't forget this one coming into the final. Manchester United did the business against Tottenham, and also Chelsea did the business against Southampton, qualifying to the FA Cup final. It promises to be an interesting FA Cup final. Two big sides, one from London, one from Manchester. We know the story already this season. The London side against the Manchester sides, and Manchester City already wrapped up the Premier League. Manchester United will be looking to get the FA Cup, but don't forget Chelsea also. They've had a bad season in the English Premier League this season, so winning the FA Cup can stake a lot of claim of what they've done this season. So it's a great one. Good lineups from both sides. Interesting atmosphere out here at the Wembley Stadium. It's good to be here, Emmanuel. Let's do this as we always do. Let's talk football.
Just like you mentioned, Alex, hours before, the streets were filled with delirious fans. Flags of the protagonists as expected. There's an air of nervousness for either side. The trophy, this particular one, is the thin line between a successful campaign and one wrapped in total failure. It's about 2 minutes played just before I reel out the lineup. A reminder, we are live on YouTube, so you could just go search for Nigeria Info Live and catch the FA Cup final live on this platform. It's Nigeria's first talk news and sports radio dial, and we're doing this in partnership with the BBC, bringing to you the coverage of the FA Cup final between Manchester United and the Chelsea Football Club. For the home side, Chelsea in this one, the manager whose face is all over the camera at the moment, well, momentarily taking off to pan on Antonio Valencia. He's decided to start Thibaut Courtois, the Belgian, Gary Cahill, Antonio Rudiger, Cesar Spilicueta, Timio Bakayoko, Fabregas, and N'Golo Kante, Marcos Alonso, Victor Moses, and the former Arsenal man Giroud, alongside Chelsea's most prized asset, Eden Hazard. All starts today. On the bench for Chelsea, it's Willy Caballero, Pedro Ross-Barkley, Alvaro Morata, Willian, David Zappacosta, and Trevor Chalobah, all on the bench for options for the manager. For Manchester United, Jose, this side are appearing in a record equaling 20th final. The 13th FA Cup will see United equal Arsenal's record. They start with David De Gea, the goalkeeper, Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, Mashley in the defence, Ashley Young, who's just got his first call-up for a World Cup squad during the week. Antonio Valencia, the captain of the side, also start. Nemanja Matic playing against his former side. Paul Pogba, United most expensive player, and Herrera, Rashford, Sanchez, and Jesse Lingard all starts for United. He enjoys playing at Wembley, Jesse. No surprise to see the Manchester United manager consider his talents for this final. On the bench, Matteo Damian, Juan Mata, Sergio Romero, the goalkeeper, Lukaku. Well, the question was if he was going to start in this game somehow. Not sure Jose wants to take that gamble. He's on the bench for United. Antonio Martial also on the bench. He's having quite a torrid week already. They've got Eric Bailly and Scott McTominay. That's how the two protagonists and oppositions have decided to file out. Really strong squad, Alex, to say the least.
Yeah, strong squad. Looking at the Chelsea side, I think they've mapped out this one really well. We're in there with a 3-5-2 formation. Eden Hazard playing behind Olivier Giroud in that one. Don't forget, Olivier Giroud won the FA Cup last season with Arsenal. I think, likewise Sanchez for Manchester United. And one more start for Alexis Sanchez is the fact that he has played 8 games in the Wembley Stadium. He has 8 goals for those 8 appearances in the Wembley Stadium. So that's a good one for Manchester United. But looking at both sides, looking at the teams from Manchester United and also Chelsea, I think Cesc Fabregas and N'Golo Kante, Bakayoko, Marcos Alonso and also Victor Moses for Chelsea in the midfield. That sparks something for you, Emmanuel. Tells you the intent coming from the manager Antonio Conte. They will be looking to put all their eggs in one basket, looking for Manchester United to fall short of this one and get the possible victory in this one. But I think both sides are interesting. For Manchester United is the regular, but under Herrera coming into this side, I think it will go on to boost a lot for Manchester United in that midfield. And don't forget also Paul Pogba for Manchester United, Nemanja Matic, and also the Manchester United front line of Jesse Lingard, Rashford, and also Alexis Sanchez. These are two main teams, 2 strong sides. Emmanuel Etim. I think we'll see a lot of action in this game. Just when the goal starts coming, we'll be reeling those one out. But good sides. Both teams they've come out with their strong lineup, and it's good to see Manchester United, switch to a 4-3-3 formation. It really didn't happen this season a lot of times, but for Jose Mourinho, he knows this is the FA Cup. You don't gamble with the FA Cup, Emmanuel Etim.
It's a very significant trophy for the 2 sides. I mentioned how thin the line is for what might be considered a successful campaign and total failure for either side. United already in the Champions League for the fact that they finished second behind the flawless Manchester City. Or should I call them record breaking, because somehow they went on to lose to United and Liverpool in that campaign. Well, it's 6 minutes of action played. United will attack from left to right and Chelsea from right to left. Home attire for United, red over white shorts, and Chelsea all blue and white socks. Playing from right to left. They've been the brighter of the 2 sides in this one. Paul Pogba already getting into quite some controversial moments. Just been heavily angry with that moment. It was Fabregas who had the ball close to the throw-in on the right-hand side. Wasn't having it this afternoon. Isn't actually Paul Pogba. No yellow card yet. We're yet to mention who the gentleman in charge of this game is, but most certainly there's a man you don't want to take for granted, Michael Oliver. In the years to come, he might just go and completely erase what Matt Clattenburg, and of course not leaving out the former police officer who took charge of the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, which Spain won. Did quite well in that instance. But Oliver, after 8 minutes, has also done considerably well, just like Chelsea. Hazard on the left-hand side. It's in the field, an opportunity for Fabregas to roll the ball through. Just couldn't decide what to do with the ball. Eventually, Jesse Lingard finds Paul Pogba, still in the United half. Tries to launch one forward for Sanchez. Missed away possession, and somehow Conte. Well, it looked more like, yes, certainly the Chelsea number 7 man. N'Golo Kante hacked down Jesse Lingard, and Oliver will call back that instance. So it's a free kick to United. Just right at the centre circle. Very first time the referee and the player would have a conversation in this game. And it's N'Golo Kante, but he's going to go off without a yellow card on this one. We're also counting down to the FIFA World Cup. That's 26 days. A reminder, we are official radio partners for all things commentaries, doing it alongside Kwesi. So it's United with the free kick, not far off the centre circle. It's taken, it's short, straight to Ashley Young on the left-hand side. His cross goes straight into the penalty area and dealt with by the Chelsea backline. United regain possession. An opportunity for Phil Jones. It's one of the most weird decision a player would make, Jones. He's giving it away. Eden Hazard can break through on the left-hand side for Chelsea. He's got so much intelligence. Hazard still on the ball in the penalty strike. And somehow it's David De Gea's right leg stops what could have been the opener for Chelsea. There's so much quality inherent in this Belgian. You don't want to give him such room. He will hit you. Rolls it to Alonso. A reminder, Chelsea are playing from right to left, United from left to right. Sadly, a pass from Alonso back to Eden Hazard. It's been flagged for offside. The goalkeeper, David De Gea, called into action for the first time in this game. It had to be the Belgian himself, Eden Hazard. He had to score in the FA Cup this campaign, but that strike could have been the first and opener if De Gea didn't have his near post well dealt with. And for many, it wasn't a hard decision for Jose to relegate Romero for David De Gea. This is a crucial final.
This is a crucial final, and look at that save from David De Gea, Emmanuel. It just tells you, how good this guy is. The Golden Glove of the English Premier League was won by David De Gea. Kept the most clean sheet this season for Manchester United, and it just it makes you understand why Jose Mourinho had to settle for David De Gea in the final of the FA Cup. This is a big game, no matter how you want to look at it. It's a cup final. Manchester United know that their best goalkeeper, I think the best player for Manchester United this season has been David De Gea. For me, he has been, he has been there for Manchester United, saving them sometimes, and he has had great saves in this season. So yes, David De Gea starting this one. No bad vibe for Romero. He's a good goalkeeper, but you need a beast in games like this, and you just saw a great save from David De Gea.
Well, this time it's United who are defending. They'll try to clear from the right again. The defenders just cannot hold on to possession for a while. It's the captain who let that sleep. And the eventual clearance caught short by N'Golo Kante. It's Fabregas infield. Rolls it to a man who's missed just one game in 2 seasons. Cesar Azpilicueta. Good track back play there. And an offside call against Olivier Giroud, the former Arsenal man, who, like Alex mentioned, a winner of this particular competition last season for the Arsenal. Just like Alexis Sanchez, who also scored in that final against Chelsea. This season, both players representing different teams. One decided to stay back in London, and the other had to take the tram to Manchester. It's Nemanja Matic for United, running with the ball with his left foot. Finds Marcus Rashford, who's been put solely at the right hand side. His cross is low, dealt it easily by Gary Cahill, the captain. Still with United, possession. Herrera rolls it up front. Rashford on the right, almost let the ball slide for a throw, but keeps it in place. Still eventually Alonso will stifle whatever attack will come from the young Englishman, who's part of the final 23-man list made official by Gareth Southgate. He's going to be part of the team to the World Cup in Russia. Yeah,
he's a good player, Marcus Rashford. He knows what to do when he's on the ball. Knows what to do when he's off the ball. And I think getting that call up for the World Cup, a big one for him. And Jesse Lingard also getting the call up for the national side. But in this game, Emmanuel, I think it's a settled game. The first 11 minutes, both sides are really taking it easy, taking it slowly. No rush of blood to the head. The instructions from the manager would be don't allow. Don't concede first in the game, because if you do, I think that's going to go a long way to affect you into the game, because this is an FA Cup final. You play it once in a season. It's not a double leg final.
True.
And you have to be very cautious and very calm when you're playing games like this. And looking at the game already in the first 13 minutes, I think there's a little bit of calmness in the way Manchester United are playing, and also a little bit of calmness in the way Chelsea are playing. Anytime Manchester United are with the ball, they just play the ball slowly, graduating from the midfield up into the attack. So they're taking their time. They're looking for those spaces. I don't think it's going to come easily for them. And a penalty shout there for Chelsea. Well, I think it should have been given.
Somehow Michael Oliver decided to turn a blind eye. Was the Chelsea player who went down on the box still thought he was legitimately clipped. Beg your pardon. The cameras would help us out. Nemanja Matic surely did have a hand on the Chelsea player Timio Bakayoko. Well, if referee Michael Oliver had given that, no one would have complained. So huge talking point. Just 14 minutes, Bakayoko going down in the United penalty area. The referee turning a blind eye. He was right there. And the Chelsea players did protest, just for the records, but the referee had nothing to do. But just so you know, we're still live on YouTube. Just youtube.com, Nigeria Info Live, bringing you the FA Cup final, 2017-2018, contested by 2 teams, a huge fan base right here in Nigeria and across the world. United, based on statistics, topped that particular list. It's 15 minutes played. It's goalless at Wembley. It's Ashley Young. Rolls into Pogba. The Frenchman will take his time. Also, he's going to be part of the French squad, obviously, to Russia 2018. Unfortunate for players like Lacazette. He couldn't make the court, but here's Antonio Valencia running through the right. Rolls it infield to find Emmanuel Matis. Got about 2 blue shirts. Back to Valencia on the right. He's taking his time, the Ecuadorian, United captain. Decides to send the cross with his left foot into the penalty area. Sanchez brings it down and has been clipped in the box. The referee again would ignore that call. Somehow he has aligned what obviously looked like an error the first time. Sanchez obviously got clipped in the penalty area, but this time the referee said in his heart, I believe, that if I cannot give the first one as a penalty, there's no reason why I should give this as a penalty. Still United with the possession. Herrera gradually getting into the game. They were completely pegged in their own half for the first 10 minutes. And it's quarter of an hour played. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. The FA Cup final going down in Wembley. You're listening to Nigeria Info 99.3. It's going to be a goal kick to Chelsea Football Club.
Emmanuel, like I said in the game, I think both sides are really slowing the pace of this game. Having a thinking of the World Cup coming up soon. I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think so. No. It's close, Emmanuel. Yeah, it's close. But looking at this one, this one clearly. On Bakayoko. Yeah, on Bakayoko. But that's the story. Referee trying to take it easy, trying to balance the book and make the game flow just the way it will be loved by both sides. But I think really calmness in the FA Cup final. Last season it didn't start like this. It started like a house on fire for Chelsea, going all out against Arsenal. But this one, Manchester United are taking their time, trying to see if they can get those spaces. I think it's going to be very difficult to get those spaces because Chelsea, the midfield is packed up with a lot of players, the likes of N'Golo Kante, as Fabregas, and also Temeo Bakayoko. So it's going to be very difficult to play this Chelsea side and create spaces for themselves. And for Chelsea, I think one thing Chelsea will be looking at is the fact that Eden Hazard, with a lot of pace for him, playing that 1-2 with Olivier Giroud. We see that a lot of times in this game when Eden Hazard will come with the ball forward. But I noticed something, Emmanuel. Look at this Chelsea setup. If Manchester United come at them, you see a lot of blue shirts, sitting back and trying to hold up their kind of football. So it's really working out for both sides. Manchester United playing the calm football, trying to just ease out. Don't go hard on them when you have the opportunities. Try as much as possible to take. We've seen one clear-cut chance from Eden Hazard. Almost got a goal from there, but great save from David De Gea. It's a calm and slow FA Cup final. I hope we'll get the fire when it comes, Emmanuel.
Well, this side have met in the FA Cup final on 2 previous occasions. Chelsea winning 1-0 in 2007 after extra time. United destroyed Chelsea 4-0 in 1994. But again, United just need a trophy. This one to equal Arsenal's FA Cup success. The FA Cup champions Arsenal knocked out by Nottingham Forest. It almost happened to Chelsea. They needed replay to edge Norwich City 5-3 on penalties. This happened earlier this year, January to be exact. United had it quite easy for a certain fixture like Sanchez running through the Chelsea penalty area, but well dealt with by Gary Cahill to find Conte. Rolls it up front. Good control there from Olivier Giroud. He's got 2 United players. There's no way he's going to be successful. And it's Herrera who easily dispossesses the Frenchman. Great pass there to find Valencia on the right hand side. It's Sanchez coming for the ball. He can breeze through with his pace. And eventually he's knocked out by Rudiger. And it's going to be a throw to Manchester United. Well, it's becoming quite frenetic. A throw taken quickly by Alonso. All the way back to Antonio. This time Rudiger, not Valencia. Find the goalkeeper of the side, Thibaut Nicolas Courtois. Just a player who was born in Brie, Belgium. Played for Genk. Went on loan to Atletico Madrid, and of course now in Chelsea Football Club. It's going to be one of the reasons why Chelsea might win this. If the action is required, he always makes himself present. Straight to him, the goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois. He's taking his time, clad in his orange goalkeeping attire for easy identification. Still yet to decide what to do with the ball. 20 minutes of action played at Wembley. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. We are live on YouTube. Nigerian for Life. Just search that. Then, of course, you have an opportunity to see how we are broadcasting this FA Cup final for your delight. Right here on Nigeria's premier talk news and sports radio station. And 99.3 Nigeria Info as we continue the countdown to the 2018 FIFA World Cup. It's all the way back for United. A goalkeeper now, David De Gea. Rolls it to the outside of right. Connects swiftly with Herrera. Rolls it infield now. It's Mike Smalling. Well, you've got to permit me to call him Mike. Haven't gotten over the presence of Louis van Gaal. Ashley Young on the left hand side. Haven't seen much of him. Neither have I mentioned Victor Moses, who's present in this game. It's chipped up front. Dealt it by Victor, the Nigerian. Rolls it infield. It's a good pass to the outside of right. Fantastic first touch from Eden Hazard. And this could be the moment for Chelsea. If the strike is good, Hazard can score. Oh. What a tackle that was. The referee might give that as a penalty. And it is a penalty to Chelsea. It could be a booking, maybe a sending off to Phil Jones. But it's just going to be consolation for a yellow card. What a control that was from Eden Hazard. And certainly from this position, well, Azpilicueta wanted a red card to Phil Jones. But he's just going to get a yellow. But United have conceded the penalty. And you expect Hazard to take it. The man who's solely responsible for that moment, Antonio Conte, complaining to the fourth official that should have been not only a penalty but a red card. Michael Oliver having so much to say. Matic also involved in the melee. On replay again, there was no way he got contact of the ball. Justifiable call from the referee. United might be a goal down if this penalty is converted. But great call, you've got to say, Alex.
Talk about the pace from Eden Hazard, Emmanuel. Look at that, lightning pace from Eden Hazard. That's a clear penalty. The referee, you know, I think right call from the referee. And for Antonio Conte, you know, just remonstrating. Wants, I think, Phil Jones to be red carded in this one. But the referee telling, you know, the players on the pitch, I'm in charge of this game, and it's a yellow card. But good one for Chelsea getting a penalty in this one. With Emmanuel, talk about a fire coming into the FA Cup final. This is it. This is it, as they say. This might just be the moment for not only Chelsea fans who came into this game as underdogs, according to the bookies. It's Hazard against De Gea. Easy. Oh. The easiest penalty he would convert as a professional player. And the Blues, who lost the final to Arsenal last season, draw first blood at Wembley. It's Hazard who's brilliantly converted a penalty, and Chelsea lead United by 1-0. Yeah, fantastic one from Chelsea. They always, I think they've been clearly the better side in this one. Manchester United playing in a sort of a calm type of football, and not the you know, the normal kind of play Manchester United bring to football games. I told you about you know, this is the FA Cup final. You play it once, and Chelsea, they've I think they've really done well in this one. And look at that, look at the celebration from the Chelsea fans and also the Chelsea players. It just tells you, if they win this FA Cup, trust me, those ratings we've given Chelsea, 4/10, 2/10, I think it will increase. The FA Cup is a big cup final in the English football, and yes, Chelsea have taken the lead in this one. Emmanuel, now we are seeing the FA Cup final, and the fire is on. Not a perfect audition for Phil Jones, who days back got invited to the national team to be part of the train to Russia. He's given away a penalty, which meant United are a goal down after 23 minutes. Still plenty of time left in this one for United to pull one back and for Chelsea to extend their lead. Paul Pogba for United. Gives the ball to Rashford, who somehow found himself in the centre of the pitch. It's pegged on the right hand side early on while the game just commenced. United, Jones rolls it to the left hand side. Ashley Young with a cross into the penalty area, and it's headed out frantically by Rudiger and cleared out to safety by Marcos Alonso. Not far off because Nemanja Matic keeps it in play. Well, it's actually Herrera with the number 21 shirt for United. Rashford, poor first touch. Finds Alonso, and he continues to chase the ball, but eventually Rudiger would clear, and it's Mike Smalling who heads it down unconvincingly. United defenders
And they seem to be a bit shaky in this game, Alex.
Yeah, I think they are shaky in this game, and it's a great work coming from Olivier Giroud and also Eden Hazard. Look at that, Emmanuel. Look at that. When Chelsea are not with the ball, they have almost everybody at the back, and when they come with the ball, they just look for Hazard, breathtaking pace. Olivier Giroud is there for the 1-2 touches, and I think it's a fantastic setup from Antonio Conte. He knows this is an all-important game for them for the season. They've had a bad season in the English Premier League, and winning the FA Cup can just spike something for the Chelsea fans and the Chelsea faithful. The disappointing draw against Huddersfield, I think that was the low point for Chelsea this season. But yes, Emmanuel, remember that commentary I was doing with you in the newsroom, and now it's paying off. Chelsea have taken the lead, and we're waiting for Manchester United to get one back. But I think it's pretty interesting already. The fire of the FA Cup is coming to life here at the Wembley Stadium. Don't forget, Manchester United have the big names in their team, the likes of Alexis Sanchez, Paul Pogba. These guys can just quickly do something for their team, and yes, they'll put one back into the back of the net. But as we speak, it's 1-0, 25 minutes gone, and Chelsea are the better side as we speak.
We're still live on YouTube, Nigeria Info Live. Appreciate all those who are joining us. Drop your comments as the broadcast continues. We will take as many as possible. Naftali Caleb just saying hello everyone, shout out to you. Drop your comments on, and of course I appreciate the number of viewers at the moment. You're still listening to our coverage of the FA Cup final, 2017-2018. 26 minutes, Chelsea 1, United 0. It's Paul Pogba on the left hand side, tries to be a bit sneaky with his movements. Too much step overs, hacked down. The referee calls for a free kick right at the edge of the area. It's a foul against the Spanish player Fabregas, and he gets a booking in this one. The second yellow card might be. It's actually just the magic spray.
Yeah.
Or should I say
look at that, sleek from Pogba.
Well, he's done too much, sandwiched by Victor Moses and Cesc Fabregas. The man who was born in Ares de Mar in Barcelona, but this, like Alex just whispered, a good penalty, a good position for United.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken by Alexis Sanchez, the Chilean. It's not far off, it's on the left hand side. Sanchez is right footed, so it's an in-swinger, but somehow it's a low one. What's that? Well, quite comical play for Manchester United. I decided to load the ball, play the ball down, but the cross would come through again eventually, and just goes straight to the top of the roof of the net. And it's Paul Pogba with that effort calling for a corner.
Oh my word.
Well, he's surprised actually they eventually did get a corner, but before this moment, very shocking free kick from Alexis Sanchez. Had another opportunity to make amends and did just that. Rudiger been involved with the deflection, so it's a corner still to be taken by Sanchez. It's on the right hand side, he's right footed, so it's going to be an out swinger. Manchester United trail Chelsea at Wembley, the FA Cup final. Sanchez takes it, it's flicked on, and this time around nothing for the Chelsea defence to be intimidated by, and it's going to be a goal kick. Marcus Rashford couldn't get a perfect connection to that. The goal scorer Eden Hazard, his very first in the competition, coming at the most vital of stages. The control was everything, the pace had to beat Jones, and eventually that tackle cost United that moment. Brilliant control from Eden Hazard. You can see this over and over again. Such quality at a point, had the comparison to Cristiano Ronaldo. For many, the reason why he cannot match up with the two players, Messi and Ronaldo, is for his inconsistent performances. United with two shots, Chelsea yet to make one, but the lead by a goal to nil. Tells you how funny football can be. And Jose, the Chelsea side won the very first FA Cup final played at the built Wembley Stadium in 2007 against Manchester United. And it's Manchester United side losing to Chelsea after 28 minutes. Herrera finds Nemanja Matic infield, close to the centre circle. It's a good pass to connect with the Manchester United forward player Jesse Lingard, who, in all fairness, or should I say, to be a bit mild, and for lack of descriptive words, it's been a pedestrian in this game.
Yeah, it's been a pedestrian in this game, Emmanuel. I think we've not seen much of Jesse Lingard. included in the lineup. You get the feeling Jose Mourinho, wanted to go
The
all
Wembley
out.
spirit.
Wembley spirit out of Jesse Lingard and also Marcus Rashford. I think they've not done much going forward, Manchester United, and also Alexis Sanchez. We've not seen much of Alexis Sanchez in the game. So yeah, it has been that for Manchester United. I think it's better shaped midfield and defense from Chelsea, keeping this Manchester United side at bay. The way N'Golo Kante and also Rudiger follows the ball from left to right, it's really fantastic seeing Chelsea put the setup this way. Don't forget Antonio Conte, has a bad record playing cup finals. Even in Juventus, he didn't really do well in Coppa Italia finals. But trying to change that book, trying to do something different in this one. I think Chelsea, the midfield and the defense for Chelsea, they've done a great job, but for Manchester United, they've not been forward. Often we've not seen the likes of Alexis Sanchez, do what he knows how to do best. Don't forget, Alexis Sanchez has played 8 games at Wembley Stadium with 8 goals. So that's a lot, for a player like Alexis Sanchez. Now this is his 9th appearance. You expect him to come all out and do something different for the Manchester United side. We saw a great save from David De Gea, early stages of the game, but Chelsea, they are holding back, they're playing calm, and they're hitting this Manchester United side on the counter attack, and it's really working for them. Great one from Chelsea in this game.
Beating finalist last season, losing 2-1 to Arsenal, with a lead against United after 30 minutes. Half an hour of action played at Wembley. Paul Pogba right on the diagonal line, finds Ashley Young, rolls it infield to Alexis Sanchez, who has scored 5 goals in his 4 FA Cup games at Wembley, to Paul Pogba. Rashford on the left hand side. Nemanja Matic for United. They're playing from left to right, a reminder. Chelsea attacking from right to left. It's Nemanja Matic still with the possession. He's got Victor Moses chasing down. At the point the wet teammates now opposition. That's how the coin pretty much can quickly turn around. Still live on YouTube. Appreciate all those who've joined in the broadcast. Goes to Michael saying, well done guys, up Chelsea. He's viewing from Ikoyi. The website is Nigeria Info FM, but of course the YouTube page is just Nigeria Info Live, to get the opportunity to just watch and enjoy the coverage of the 2017-18 FA Cup final going down at Wembley, located in northwest London. Quite a scene. Nigeria's Super Eagles will be visiting this stadium to play against the Three Lions of England on the 2nd of June 2018, just before the final friendly game against Czech Republic. 2 days after that friendly, the official 23-man squad will be made official by the coach of the side, the German Gernot Rohr. For the England players, those on the pitch, they knew they will certainly be there, and for a few who would miss out. Sanchez for United, he strikes, and it somehow doesn't take a deflection. It's just talking to his teammate on the right. Jose caught in quite an angry finger on the touchline. This is a man who's got an impeccable record in cup finals, the Manchester United manager. Well, it's his 6th major domestic final in England. 2 FA Cup, 4 League Cup. He's won each of his previous 5, but at the time he looks up at the scoreboard, he's going to see his Manchester United side trailing to his former team Chelsea, and that's the impeccable record on the verge of being destroyed by the Arsenal he put up. 33 minutes played. Chelsea 1, United 0. Paul Pogba, it's a throw on the left hand side. It's an easy chip to find, and the Herrera to the right hand side now to Antonio Valencia. Infield pass to connect with, well, brilliant tackle there from the Chelsea player. Foul against Alexis Sanchez. That was Bakayoko doing the job for Chelsea. Timeo Bakayoko. That's a free kick to Chelsea. All the way back there goes to Gary Cahill. He's going to take his time. He's got support on the right hand side. Cesar calling for the ball, so is Rudiger, but decides to go all the way to the goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, who's having quite a rest in this fixture. He's on the pitch, but he's having a ball actually. not been too much threat in this penalty area. Manchester United attackers haven't attacked as much as they should. Major reason Jose is getting a bit animated. And speaking of strikers, the cameras will pan on Bulingoli Lukaku, a player who scored 5 in the FA Cup this season and 12 in his last 12 in the competition. A match fitness relegates him to the bench for United. But maybe, just maybe, you fancy he might get a time to run off in this game?
I think he'll get time in this game, maybe the last 20 minutes of the FA Cup final. But Emmanuel, have you noticed something? We have just Marcus Rashford and Alexis Sanchez up front for Manchester United. So it tells you no natural, instinct of a number 9 going forward for Manchester United. They're getting the possession, they're holding the play, they're hitting the ball left, right, centre in the midfield, but they're not doing one thing. That's going forward and trying to see if they can get a goal in this game, and it has been really difficult because this Chelsea side have set up themselves really well to hold up this Manchester United side. I think Chelsea are doing a great job of keeping Manchester United at bay, not allowing them do what we've seen them do in the season, going forward sometimes in breathtaking pace, and not even allowing Alexis Sanchez to do what he likes doing, dummy dilly-dally, beating 1 or 2 players and hitting it into the back of the net. I think we've not seen that from Alexis Sanchez in the first 35 minutes of this game. And something again is the fact that both sides, they know this is a big game, so would have been seeing Willy Caballero and also Romero for both sides, but we'll have De Gea and also Thibaut Courtois for both sides in goal. So it just tells you the story. But there's something here yet to look forward to, Emmanuel, is the fact that if they get the next goal, Chelsea, then they can take all this one home. Well,
free kick just while Alex landed with the analysis, taken by Fabregas, but nothing to threaten the Manchester United back line. And it will go all the way straight to Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeper for Chelsea. Launches one back into the United half, and could be a problem for Phil Jones. Lucky for him this time, fortunate with the tackle. Victor Moses keeps the ball in play on the right. He's going to drive through, trying to beat Ashley Young for pace. Decide not to. Rolls it infield to find N'Golo Kante. And now it's the goal scorer, Eden Hazard, who's having a wonderful game. It's Bakayoko infield. A pass to Giroud. Not the best in my estimation, but still it's United who can break free here. It's Alexis, beg your pardon, the captain of Manchester United, Antonio Valencia, just chasing down, somehow successfully dispossessed the Chelsea player, but couldn't keep hold of the possession. And United, who is still trailing in this encounter after 37 minutes, caught that penalty converted by Eden Hazard, the very first scored in an FA Cup final since former Manchester United man Ruud van Nistelrooy put one past Millwall in 2004. The statistics exclude shootouts, regular time. This is the very first penalty since 2004 scored in an FA Cup final, and the accolade goes to Eden Hazard. He walked for it and deservedly gets the penalty, as Azpilicueta not only loses the ball, he's considered a penalty, a corner to United, takes the corner flag with him in doing that, just for the record. And Paul Pogba would leave the ball for Alexis Sanchez, and the groundsman quickly just helping out with the flag. Appreciate all those who are live on YouTube. Nigeria Space Info, Demola Sunday. Your point is well taken, but if you understand what right are, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The corner taken, dealt with again. It's another corner to Manchester United. They've had more corners in this game. The Chelsea side, this time it's Fabregas who deflects the ball off. Sanchez still will take the corner. He's right-footed, so it's going to be an in-swinger. The camera's panning on Paul Pogba. Sanchez was straight to the goalkeeper. He's actually trying to go for goal there, then look at the player. Well, it's Giroud who will be hoping the ball gets to him, but rather it's a Manchester United player, Jesse Lingard, who finds the corner taker, Sanchez. That's a terrible pass from Sanchez. Gives the ball easily to Bakayoko, who finds Alonso on the left-hand side. Eden Hazard turns his back at the United goal. Eventually rolls it to his teammate on the outside of right, Cesar. Back to Eden Hazard. He can't drive through. Still with the possession, the goal scorer. And obviously it's going to be a free kick against United. Jesse Lingard furious with the referee. He's got to be cautious. There's no way Eden Hazard wouldn't have gotten a free kick in that instance. He knew what he wanted, and he got just that.
Yeah, look at that.
That's ran into Pogba and Jesse Lingard. There was always going to be contact. I don't know why Jesse was animated by the call from Michael Oliver. And it's a free kick to Chelsea, close to the centre circle, than it is to the United penalty area. Not much threat can come from this, except United defenders continuing their lackluster performance, and almost it was going to happen, but somehow fortunate for Mike Smalling. That's a corner. Jones isn't having any of the conversation Giroud is trying to initiate. It's a corner to Chelsea. 39 minutes of action played. Hazard's penalty, the differential in this one. We've got practically everyone in the United box. Herrera just really standing close. Fabregas will take it. It's an in-swinger, surely. It's long, it's high. The goalkeeper comes down with the hand, punches clear. It's going to be a throw on the right inside. Well, he's conceded one, David De Gea. Haven't had too many appearances in the FA Cup this campaign. It's been Sergio.
Yeah.
The decision taken because Sergio Romero, according to the reports, wasn't entirely fit for this final. Just like Romelu Lukaku, who's part of the United squad here. But great touch there. Unfortunately, it's gone out. And fortunately for Chelsea, well, ball still in play according to the assistant referee on the right-hand side, and eventually it flashed for offside. The funny thing is the United fans are right behind the assistant referee, and they're screaming and cussing in 10 different languages. And Jesse Lingard is still talking at the referee. The United fans are going really bonkers. Valencia, who's got the right to lay his opinion bare. Ashley Young also complaining. He's going to be part of the England setup to Russia 2018. Just hours after that official confirmation was made, put out a picture of himself wearing the England shirt on Twitter, saying dreams do come true. 41 minutes played. Chelsea 1, United 0. The throw taken. That's on the right hand side. About 3 or 4 United players are there, and eventually they do get that throw, and the United fans would applaud for the first time in over 35 seconds. The rivalry between these two sides and two managers continue. Just during the press conference, Antonio Conte mentioned that he would shake the hands of Jose regardless of the outcome today. They've let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
There's really nothing in terms of bad blood between these two managers who had so much phenomenal speech during their press conferences earlier in the season. Jose made fun of his hair, and Conte also called him a very small man. There was something Jose referenced with match fixing of Antonio Conte and Juventus, which all in the past just hitting below the belt, saying he would never be involved in such. His United side are down to Conte's Chelsea. A throw taken by Ashley Young to find Nemanja Matic on the left hand side, still with the Serbian. Still Matic, who finds a way into the penalty area, but somehow it's snuffed out. Ashley Young will regain possession all the way back to Jones. Now it's Herrera. He's got Valencia on the right, finds the captain. He's going to take his time. Rashford calls for the ball, gets it instantly. Back to Valencia. Quite heavy the pass, but the Ecuadorian does well to keep hold of possession. Now it's Herrera. All the way to Rashford on the far right inside. He can't drive through. He also can be a bit slicky. Gives it to now Herrera. Pogba. Not a perfect turn, but finds the captain who could read the ball through, but a cross by Coman, deflect up. It's heavy. And it's a Chelsea head. Somehow Jesse Lingard not in a pleasant position, and Michael Oliver has given a free kick to Chelsea. Well, he's taking absolutely no prisoner, this man. The United fans are already going straight into, and some of the Chelsea fans too. There's still 3 minutes of action left, and a handful of them walking out of Wembley to just go oil their glands. It's been a dominating performance in terms of possession for United, 66 compared to Chelsea's 34. But it's irrelevant because Chelsea lead in the most vital of statistics. 1-0, courtesy of that penalty converted by Eden Hazard. But United can fight one back before half-time. Only if Chelsea allow. Rashford. Matic. It's a diagonal pass to the left-hand side to connect with Ashley Young. The number 18 shredded player for Manchester United. He's got Victor Moses to beat, does that swiftly. And the referee would surely give a foul, maybe a yellow. It would be not the yellow card, just the free kick will do, so says Michael Oliver. We'll have to do the quick stutter step. Ashley Young and Victor Moses knew exactly what he had to do.
That's a foul.
To intercept that moment. And United have a free kick to be taken by you-know-who, Alexis Sanchez. Apparently the responsibility lie on his shoulder to do something, but it's transformed into Paul Pogba. Well, it's actually Marcus Rashford now. Scored a great goal in the Champions League, but this is a terrible free kick for some. Not entirely, because it gives birth to a corner on the left-hand side. Still going to be taken by Rashford. Probably Jose has seen enough of Alexis Sanchez. Rashford wants a short one. The players aren't coming for the ball. They want a long one instead. 45 minutes played. Rashford with a corner. The header comes. But it couldn't connect. It's still Ashley Young who can send one into the deep. And eventually somehow, how did he not score? Phil Jones. Well, he could have easily transformed the halftime analysis in his favour. But you've got to give credit to Chelsea defence. Made it difficult, the angle. As well as Thibaut Courtois, who knew just when to move. United have got less than 30 seconds. The 45 and maybe one added on by the fourth official in this game. A goal kick taken, it's long. It's headed downward by Phil Jones. Olivier Giroud, terrible header from him. Not often do commentators say that. So all the players on the pitch is actually really good with the head. Well, when it's an attacking situation, Young just gives away possession. Conte screaming on the touchline, and United surely a foul against them and against Ashley Young. Well, I think I can repeat what he just said. Finish the first half. Just take things a bit calm. 1 minute added by the fourth official, as instructed by Michael Oliver. Jose looking really dapper, and seems he's got a friend resting on his really clean white shirt. Don't want to mention that for those who are feasting as they're listening to the coverage. You can still catch us live on YouTube, Nigerian for Live. Chelsea have got a moment to do something. It's a terrible pass, but it could connect to something useful. The 1-2 from Giroud, trying to lay free. Eden Hazard unsuccessful, and Pogba doing too much, but he can't carry on. Paul Pogba rolls into the left hand side to find Sanchez. What a befitting end this might be for United. It's still Pogba running through. It's a good first touch. Can score. United do not score. What a clearance from Rudiger that was. Out of nowhere, United could have put one back, but somehow Marcus Rashford just couldn't find the right foot. And enough of action, so says Michael Oliver. For the first 45, Chelsea fans can heave a sigh. Eden Hazard will walk into the dressing room like the superhero he is. Contrary for Phil Jones, who's running his embarrassment straight to the dugout. And it's quite a fixture, some would say. Didn't start like the blockbuster we anticipated until that penalty moment came for Eden Hazard, which is sublimely converted. And Chelsea, losing finalists last season, go into the break with that commanding, not entirely, but that 1-0 lead. It's half-time out there at Wembley. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0.
My name is Tunji Andrews, and I run the SME show on 99.3 Nigeria Info every Monday at 10 a.m. You see, every second Monday of the month, we have what we call the Pitch It Mondays, where if you're an entrepreneur, you have a business idea, but you need investment into your business, you're able to pitch it to investors who will be with me in the studio. You'll be able to pitch your ideas in 45 seconds or less. And if you can catch their attention, you get the critical investment you need into your business. So rehearse what you're going to say, make sure you're able to catch their attention in 45 seconds or less. You might get that investment into your business.
Hi guys, my name is Tolulope Adeleru Balogun. I currently host Morning Crossfire. I'm here to tell you that you have to get your PVC. Your permanent voter's card is your power, and in your hand you hold the power to make any necessary change that you want in Nigeria. Please participate, because elections are not the end of democracy and governance. The highest office in the land is the office of the citizen. You and I are citizens of Nigeria. Get your PVC. Your PVC, your voice.
Hi, I'm Tunji Andrews, and this is 1,000 Naira note. To some people, this represents a meal or a few bottles of beer. To other people, this is 4 units of Dangote cement shares or 21 units of GT Bank stock, or the startup capital needed to start that pure water business. Whoever you are and whatever your needs might be, we have you covered on the Money, Business and Economy Show on 99.3 Nigeria Info, weekday mornings at 9 a.m. Cause it's not really the amount of money that matters. It's usually what you do with it. Cheers.
All right, welcome back to our coverage of all things football emphasis. The FA Cup final going down at Wembley, half-time. The Belgian in his ads, penalty conversion, and shows Chelsea going to the break with a 1-0 lead. I'm Emmanuel Latim alongside Alex Agbasieri, efficient radio man, and joining the broadcast is Femi Obong-Daniels. Femi, good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Pleasure, delight to be here as part of the half-time and the second half.
All right, guys, live as we continue to talk about the FA Cup, so are we counting down to the World Cup, and of course, just shut up your mouth, Chidebere, okay, for a while. Just counting down not only to the World Cup, but also to Go Fest 2016. We've got the guys present. First, we'll be connecting with Chidebere and then hook up to Salem Fly, who is somewhere in the creeks. But Chidebere, how you doing?
Yes, good evening, Mano.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone who's tuned in, of course. More of footballing action in England. When we talk about the League Cup and all that, of course, the league football league action finished last week, and this week is about the FA Cup. Great, taking first time we've seen so far. About talking about the bigger reason why you put this forward. So it's all about Go Fest 2018. That we're making a whole lot of noise about it. It's been really preaching gospel about it. It goes down on the 26th, just to reiterate, out there at the Federal Palace Hotel, the Bamor Event Center out there at the Federal Palace Hotel. We're counting days now, 7 days now before Go Fest. And we're somewhere around the half of Lagos. It's close to Yaba. It's strange because I don't know where I am, but I know we're somewhere in Lagos, somewhere close to Yaba. And look, I've seen huge centers, but this one is massive. One thing that cuts in for me is the massive landmass. Quite spacious in here. Off the top of my head, we have about almost 70 people here. And lots of fun. Well, I'm not alone. Buchi is also in here. We're having something that is going down, and it's all building up to Go Fest. I'll just have the mic to Buchi so he can, explain the atmosphere in here. Definitely, man, now.
I'm all right, Buchi. Go ahead.
Normally, I will not sit in this mouth because it was street. Everything was a burn up for you. You make sense. You might come and say the numbers here. Crazy. People came out to their numbers to watch football. And the most important thing about it is we came here for Go Fest. And the numbers crazy. And the fun games are also good, man.
Okay.
Some guys are actually playing them. Even play Colo. When you go put Playboy, you enter pressing Colo.
Yes, I think Femi did, yes.
There's actually
serious. Why does it happen?
For you, yes.
There's actually a post where people, there are times to enter inside the post. You might not understand.
Yes.
Some don't understand.
Now monkey post, go away.
It's not monkey post. Bro, what you this? Monkey post. You might have to monkey post.
Yes.
Fun right here.
Obviously.
Not just Go Fest, the sponsors, Indomie, they are ready. The Premier League said you're invited, but they kept on seeing you earlier this afternoon, and it's so funny, man. So we are flexing.
Okay. Yes, he's listening to you.
Tell me how far now.
I did.
Tell me who they speak to, so speak to you.
I did. Now, PG had to speak now. Chineke.
Tell me they greet you.
Yeah, I did greet them back. I hear hello. Something like that.
No, but tell me,
yeah.
I have some fans right there. Who just came to me, Facebook and Laketon. So they would like to talk to us. They came here to have fun big time with Femi and Dan, with Go Fest, Indomie and the rest. Take it up. I like that. That's great. Tell me where you get received from. I give my phone make you do it. They give me phone back. Can you imagine?
Yeah, one visit to Abujegunle, I came back with Buchi.
Femi, nice having you in the studio. Well, firstly, we've got a number of people here, Femi, who are, and together we're counting down to Go Fest. And lots of activities going down here. But actually in Jibo, I've just been informed, and I must tell you, when I say lots of activities, indeed lots of activities. Just like Buchi clearly painted the pictures, we're having a little sticky game here. You've got to turn your back you don't face the monkey post if that's what they call it in English. You have to use your back heel to score from it.
Chidebere, it's not monkey post, it's monkey post.
Monkey post.
Monkey post, not monkey posts.
Alright, so I will speak with you for you know, so you are the multilingual. But we've got people here. People, how you doing? Fine. Good evening, Mr. Femi.
Hey, evening, man. How you doing?
I'm fine, sir. Alright, take me favor. I mean, we're counting days now. 7 days to go first. I wonder, you know, what they expect. Big picture. Liverpool versus Real Madrid.
I expect Real Madrid to win because I'm a Man United fan, so I would not like our rival to win.
Alright, clearly expecting Real Madrid to come out top on that day. Well, sure you've gotten your ticket for Go First.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. You got for you, yourself, just for yourself, your family.
My friends, now my first mate, we've gotten our tickets.
Alright, fantastic talk, Femi. So indeed our government is entering her and having effect. I've also got Leko in here, and you know, is this a keen fan. They approached Butia and they almost gave him a bear hug, polar bear hug. When someone gives you that hug, Femi, you don't survive. You don't say Butia that's sick now. Alright, Leko, how are you doing?
I'm cool. Femi at the gang.
Hey, how far?
Hello.
Hey, we did. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening, man. Welcome.
I don't tell you close since I just so you have a check now.
All right.
Alright, quickly, Leko, well, I just saw the first half of the FA Cup between Chelsea and Manchester United. What did you make of the first half?
Yeah, I think Man United will still come back for that game because you know Man United is the king of comeback. The second time, so don't worry, guys. Man United is coming back soon.
Alright, okay, Manchester United will come back. Particularly, let's talk about the big one happening on the 26th of May 2018. It's about Goal First. I'm sure you've gotten your ticket. How many tickets do you get?
Yeah, we got 3 tickets. Yeah, my first list.
Alright, fantastic. It's got 3 tickets, and hopefully you'll make it down there.
Federal Palace Arena. We'll be there.
Alright, Femi, the feeling and the atmosphere is electric in here. It's quite palpable.
Okay.
We're counting down to Go First. But it's also looking to have a little say on some of the things happening here.
Femi, it has been fun right here. Femi, I don't know about it. What would they come here? Yusuf, if they come here, only one way. After me, it's crazy because here now, like I like this place. I'm feeling this place. Like anybody can jam anybody. It's a jammable place if I can use that. I don't speak English again. I'm speaking at the street. But talking about the game has been so interesting. I wonder why Jones is not out of the place. Because he was the last man. He just started for tackling sake. He didn't even touch the ball. And when you check after it, he didn't even complain of the penalty. That's why you see Conte was kind of so foamy. Hey, Baba, what is he doing there? I don't know if you remember last season, and I took up final, where Chelsea got a man sent over against us now. So Conte was thinking, Baba, let's have this now. But definitely, I want Chelsea to win this for the culture.
Okay, all right, we got to let you guys go, but I appreciate every second. We will reconnect at full time. We also do have Salim Fly standing by, but the second 45 is on the way, Femi. What are your expectations?
Well, look, this game could go one of 2 ways. It's either United will get careless in their search for an equalizer and open up spaces, and the way Chelsea, the way they are shaped in this game, they feel you can almost sense that they are shaped to hit United on the counter. Now, what happens in the next 10 minutes of the first half will matter. If United do get a goal in the next first 10 minutes, then the game can begin to stabilize. If they don't get a goal and we hit the 55th, 68th minute mark, then there could be some pressure for them to push too further ahead and leave spaces at the back. I was just hinting to you before we came back that just one good pass from Chelsea is the reason why United down here.
Yes.
Without a shot on target up until that point, and or not a shot on goal at all up until that point. So when you look at it, it looks like Man United have played better. Just they've been the ones asking the questions, but Chelsea have done the job of being mature in this place. If United get an early goal, this game could very much change, and Chelsea could then be in trouble. Don't forget too. Mourinho is more of a qualified tactician when it comes to handling these sort of games, this sort of situations.
True.
Every time he comes here, this will be a massive dent. Mourinho is not well known for losing in cup finals. He wins in cup finals. Conte, on the other hand, struggles in cup finals.
Yeah.
So all of this psychology might come into play. But let's see what happens in the first quarter of an hour max of this game.
All right, just before we hear from Alex, let's head straight to hello, Salem Fly.
Emmanuel.
How are you doing? You're live.
Yeah, I'm fine, and everything is going on really tough here. As you can see, Chelsea is leading. 1-0.
Okay.
Against Man U fans. The air is so packed up. It's a jam center. The place is at Courtois, Igbobo Bayeku local government. Precisely a place called Agufoye. The center is called Kakabui Center. And before I don't want to say much because I have some people that have been going through a lot of tension. But there's a man here that the tension, I don't believe is affecting him because he's a Madrid fan.
Okay.
Femi.
Yeah.
Oh, look, boss, I can tell you, you have a fan here. You have a colleague here that both of you are Madrid fan. He's the manager of this place.
Okay.
Talk to him because surely today we'll be supporting somebody before I bring the Chelsea fan and the Man U fan watching.
All right.
Okay, I'm with the manager of the venue. Please, what's your name? You are direct to Nigeria for Femi and the gang.
My name is Shitu Saka.
You are a Madrid fan. Confirm to us.
Yes, I'm a Madrid fan. Madrid fan.
You tell me, you have a colleague here.
Ah, fantastic.
The entire Madrid fan from information that got to me. But today, who are you supporting?
Really, I go for the winning side because, like I said, like you can see now, the match is under tension. So me, as a Madrid fan, I don't follow losers. So I'm standing at the center now. Whoever wins, I go with him.
But why will you be support? Why will you be saying neutral?
Because I only support one team, Madrid.
Femi, you can hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
That's a solid Madrid fan. He said he supports nobody but Madrid, but today he's support of any team that wins.
Yeah, it sounds like right now he's supporting Chelsea.
And those that are here that want to make mockery, that is the Arsenal fan, they are here to make mockery. But first I'll call a Man U fan that is losing so that you can talk to and hear the feeling of a Man U fan.
Hello.
I'm having a Man U fan beside me now.
Hope they don't beat you, Salem Fly. Hope they don't beat you up.
They are going through.
Okay, all right.
Hello.
What is the name, please?
My name is Salah Fatai. I'm a Man United fan.
But what are you going to now as a Man United fan?
Well, I have a lot going through my mind, but all I just want is that Man United must win the game.
Share your agony.
It's a game full of tension.
It is.
A very technical game, but at the end of the day, the best team is going to carry the day.
Are you sure Man U is the best team today?
Of course, so far so good. The best team on the pitch of play still remains Man U because if you consider the top possession in the first half, at the point it was 53-47. So on the tail end of the game, it was 36-64. So definitely, Man U is still having a better edge as regards top possession.
So you are still believing Man U will win this game?
Because I'm a Manchester United fan, I believe Manchester United is going to win the game.
You can hear that?
Yes, we can. We can. Salem Fly.
Now, I have a direct Chelsea fan too. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a direct Chelsea fan too who will talk about what they are feeling now. Then we'll bring a neutral man, which is Amsterdam, who came here to mock them. Who are you, please?
I'm Tani Olatunji Pedro.
Chelsea is leading now, and I know you are supporting Chelsea. What are your feelings?
I'll say for now it's a good game. The game is going right. But irrespective of whatever, Chelsea is going to have the day.
It sounds against Chelsea. What would your feeling be?
It's still going to be fine. It's a game of soccer. Football is a game without violence. I don't preach violence. For me, irrespective of whatever today, all we want to see is good game, good soccer, good football. English game, I give it to it.
Are you believing Chelsea will win this game?
We're sure gonna win. Oh, blue all the way, man.
Yes, we are. Silent fly. Okay.
Now I'm thinking a man that is neutral.
Okay, let's hear from him. Well done. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello. We can hear you. Silent fly. Yes. Go ahead.
It's a crowded place here.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you at full time. Silent fly.
Is here to mock them.
Okay.
Okay. Quick.
Hello. What is your name?
Sunday Adiri.
I hear you are a national fan.
Yeah.
So what are your feelings about the match going on now?
The match is very okay, and I like they are playing together.
So who are you coming here to support, or who are you coming here to mock?
I support Manchester United today to win the trophy.
So you are mocking Chelsea today?
Yeah.
But now that Chelsea is leading, what are your feelings?
They are playing fine, but Manchester United will still come back.
Yes, Femi.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
You can see what is happening here.
You can hear it.
I've sent some images and you cannot believe what is happening here. I want to tell you,
yes,
it's good. We are proving to the whole world that Femi and the gang, Nigerian Info, 99.3 FM, will always be with our fans.
That's right.
And this is the beginning. Next season we will be everywhere for them to know. So you can announce to everybody, all our fans around the Kodu, that we are present. They can join us for the second half. We are at the place at Ikorodu, Igbobo Bayeku local government, at Bukoye precisely, and the viewing center is called Saka Viewing Center. It's a local viewing center, but from more information bringing me here, it's a popular place. And now I can see, because it's jam-packed from beginning to end. No space, Emmanuel.
Yes.
It is interesting.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, this Silent Fly, reporting for Femi and the gang, and Nigerian for 99.3
That's right.
I'll be signing out now so that you can enjoy the game, the live commentary, while I will continue the job here, waiting for the end of the match.
Messi.
Full report.
Messi.
The fan pulse of those that lost and those that will win.
Okay, Silent Fly.
Messi.
Au revoir. Okay.
Wala Messi.
Yeah, Wala Messi. Thank you so much, Silent Fly. Also to Chidebere and Buchi, the second 45.
The real life of pie.
On and, well, nothing has happened. The reason why we haven't really screamed the United fans with hope applauding United attack in the second half. The substitutions not made by either manager, so the same set of players who started the first, and we are still live on YouTube. I appreciate everyone who joined in. A couple of comments coming through. Ruben Lukman, appreciate you. Thank you so much. And also Larawaji, who says, this is my first time of seeing the gang. I love you all. God bless you. We love you too. Chelsea are playing from left to right at the second 45, and United attacking from right to left at the second 45. Chelsea were losing finalists last season to Arsenal. Manchester United are appearing in a record equaling 20th final, which they trail, courtesy that penalty converted by Eden Hazard.
I'm looking at this game and wondering where United might make things happen. Just going by the first half statistics, you feel disappointed at some of the big United guys, and you know, one of my first reactions right after halftime was I just thought on the strength of the game here today, Pogba has barely played like a slight upgrade on John Obi Mikel. Essentially, he hasn't done so much. He spends too much time on the ball.
Well, he just had the moment there to strike one. United are asking questions. Paul Pogba decides to go for a loop down the strike. Easy, safe hands. Well, Rashford had the early opportunity, but this time Pogba with the follow-up. Jose is getting really agitated.
Well, the crucial first 10 minutes, they've asked the questions, Man United. Certainly something should have come out of here. Look at this. Rashford should be scoring here. He hit it against the goalkeeper. Good work by Thibaut Courtois. He loomed large. He came off his line, stood there, and managed to get two hands to it and snuff out the danger. The follow-up, Pogba should have done better.
Well, United can consider second. The referee, Oliver, decides not to give that free kick to Chelsea. And it might break free. To Alexis Sanchez right at the centre circle. Successfully gets the ball across to a teammate. Now it's Paul Pogba approaching for United in the middle. He can strike. Paul decides to hesitate. Eventually does. Ricochets. And it's out for a corner kick to Manchester United.
Decisions, my Emmanuel. If you're going to make that decision, make it quickly.
It's going to be swift.
Yeah, you know, to succeed in football, you have to be a quick thinker. It's not working for Pogba, it's not working for Sanchez.
It could work for United now because they've got a corner to take. It's Rashford, it's going to be an in-swinger. Dealt with easily, no fuss there by the Chelsea first man. And it's Eden Hazard, the goal scorer. He's got so much pace, easily gets past Ander Herrera with that. Jones doesn't want to get close to him anymore. And just hoping someone else does the job for him. In all fairness, Jones is a funny man actually. This could be a book into Valencia. He gets a yellow card and he's complaining. And Jose, in all of his moments there, just getting really livid on the touchline. And Valencia complaining about Victor Moses. And the referee doesn't like that. He's had some controversial moments. Michael Oliver. But something about Eden Hazard, the ball on his feet. It's just difficult to get it off him without conceding a foul, and this time around was just that. A yellow card to Valencia after 58 minutes. Chelsea with the ball. Fabregas, what a pass that was, and silently went past Olivier Giroud straight to the goalkeeper. The Manchester United #1 David De Gea.
I talked about Alexis Sanchez earlier on. I mean, we were looking at a start, a disturbing start about Sanchez, that he got the fewer number of attempted passes in the whole of the first half. He made more passes than even De Gea in goal for United. If United are going to get a result, they need their big players to step up. If Sanchez is passing, is attempting less passes than the goalkeeper, it just tells you there is a problem. The good news is United have been on the ascendancy just as they were in the first half. They've been on the ascendancy in the second half, but it comes down to the final ball, the final decisions, what you do with the ball. It can be frustrating for the manager. It can be frustrating for your teammates. If you get the ball, you run into space, it looks good, and then somebody just makes a decision that lets everybody down.
Well, this time the referee is taking his time. Timio Bakayoko, man who should have actually been responsible for the first goal. The referee turned a blind eye to his call. It's Alexis Sanchez driving through. He's in the penalty area. It's a heavy pass. Pogba couldn't stop that, but a strike might come through from Nemanja Matic. Well, it's not a foot. Absolutely, I was just going to mention that. The right foot, not the strong. I was seeing him score spectacular goals this season. Actually got United goal of the campaign. I just saw the moments and had to take it. Unfortunately for him, it just wouldn't happen for Manchester United. It's a goal kick to Chelsea. And the United manager, Jose Felix actually, would applaud that performance from his team. A goal kick taken. And it's N'Golo Kante. Victor Moses gives away possession, this time the Nigerian. And Phil Jones just ramming into everyone, Phil. He's having quite a confusing performance tonight, Phil Jones. And eventually Smalling all the way to David De Gea, the Manchester United #1. 1-hour football played out there at the Wembley Stadium. It's Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. It's Paul Pogba, still in the United half. Finds Sanchez. His pass is awful, but he can't regain possession. Unfortunately for him, Justin succeeded in that instance. Straight to the goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois. So much calmness to find Antonio Rudiger, who some say prone to errors, but he's been clinical in this game. And what a pass that was from Rudiger. If Eden gets it, it could be a problem. He does get it. It's Hazard. He's got a player running through. It's Olivier Giroud. Can he get it to him? Still Hazard. And he rolls it eventually, but easy catch for the goalkeeper, David De Gea. Could have been a higher cross down a low driver in that instance. But well done to the Manchester United goalie.
Total chaos in the defence of United every time Chelsea hit them on the counter. An absence of coordination, it does seem. I'm not sure, but they have a chance here.
Yes, they do. Lingard finds Ashley Young on the left-hand side. He's approaching the edge of the area. Tries the third one. He's eventually found a way. It's a heavy cross. Straight to the assistant referee for confusion in that instance. And he's costed himself. He knows that was a moment for United. And earlier to find a way back in this, the better for the Red Devils, as they call them. The side seeking to equal Arsenal's 13 FA Cup victories. They've considered just one goal prior to the final, and that penalty was the second they've considered. The penalty, which is actually the very first time a team will score an open play penalty since 2004. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the last player to do just that. 10 shots to Manchester United, 4 to Chelsea. All the statistics in their favour, but just that goal still eludes Manchester United, and Rashford gives the penalty, a free kick on the right, not far off the assistant position. It's going to be taken by the young Englishman Marcus Rashford.
And just to congratulate Chelsea, they now have their first shot on target.
Absolutely. Rashford will take that corner on the right. It's long, it's high, and it's down.
Oh!
Save it! What an equaliser! But it's not going to count.
Offside.
Alexis Sanchez, quite unfortunate in that instance. It was Pogba who got there first, but it was something remarkable from the goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, who might have injured his knee. And this is not just a concern for Chelsea, but also for the Belgian national team. Lingard and Aspilicueta just having a conversation with Mike Oliver. The replay will do justice to describing the action. It was Rashford with the corner. Pogba tried a spectacular, but it did come off. If that had gone in, it would have stayed. And Sanchez with a follow-up. He was way offside. Easy call for the assistant referee, and good call to say the least. Not certain what happened to Thibaut Courtois, but he's still holding on to his left knee. As expected, United players who complain about time wasting tactics.
That is part of the game. If I was a goalkeeper, I'll hold my head for the next 30 minutes if I'm allowed. But again, you've got to credit Thibaut Courtois. That's the advantage of height and a large wingspan. A shorter, smaller goalkeeper will not have reached that one. Because I'm not sure what Pogba was trying to do. He didn't quite connect the ball the way he probably intended. But it was going into the bottom left corner.
It looked like Jones got a header to it. Yes, certainly. It wasn't Pogba's kick, it was Jones' header.
Yeah, it was indeed Jones's header.
Yeah.
And don't forget, there were bodies in front of the goalkeeper. Didn't quite see it. He saw it late. But he had to make a quick decision. Thankfully, he had the span. He could reach it. If Sanchez had managed to stay onside at that point of contact, this would clearly have been a goal. But the referee's assistant made the correct decision. He was offside.
It was offside. I think for the FA Cup, this second 45 minutes, I think it looks more like a final now. We've seen Manchester United come forward really well, but like Femi said, it's all about the final touches and the decision making by these Manchester United players. I think the one thing going for United is the fact that they keep getting the ball, they keep holding possession, but they're not doing the business going forward to get goals. And this one, and the time keeps rolling. It's 65 minutes on the clock now. Chelsea know that if they keep on playing this way, keep on holding Manchester United, keeping them at bay, and the clock's the 70th minute or the 75th minute, I think Chelsea will grow in confidence in this game, knowing that they have Eden Hazard and also Olivier Giroud, who hasn't done much in this game. So for Chelsea, they're doing the business. They're doing the Mourinho here, keeping the back line really tight and keeping the midfield really tight. And I think for Manchester United, having the ball coming forward, playing good football, playing possession kind of football, but they're not getting the goals. That's a big problem for Jose Mourinho's side. Still with the possession, Manchester United, after 65 minutes of action played, make that 66. Emmanuel Matic, they still trail Eden Hazard's penalty early in the first half. Paul Pogba, great turn from the Frenchman, interchange of play, exquisite from United. It's Sanchez, the edge of the area on the left hand side. He's going to send one cross in. It's a diagonal pass, poor first touch from Herrera, lets it slide for the Ecuadorian and captain of United. And now it's infield, Nemanja Matic. Touch towering figure for Manchester United. Finds Sanchez. He's got some record number of goals in the FA Cup. That's Valencia for United. He's trying as much as he can to get past the two Chelsea players, unsuccessful. And eventually it's Rudiger who clashed to safety. It's a throw to Manchester United on the right.
Well, I did say the first 10 to 15 minutes will be absolutely crucial for United. It's 20 minutes now and counting. The one good thing is that they haven't lost their shape. They are still bossing the ball. They're still camped in the half, just around the box of Chelsea, and they haven't been too loose defensively in the process. So they need to keep the pressure up. But the more the clock ticks, the more desperate they get, the more prone to mistakes they will also get. And that's when it begins to get feisty for them. They know they need to score. And if the goal doesn't come after a while, frustration will set in.
Well, 67 minutes, Sanchez. And a poor touch, but controlled brilliantly by Paul Pogba. Sends it to the left to find Ashley Young. Shot pass to Nemanja Matic. United with the possession. They're playing from right to left. Chelsea attacking from left to right. And almost was going to go out for a goal kick. A free kick actually, but certainly it's going to fall down. It's just that moment where you should have done that. It's frustrating. The United fans are livid. And contest of whose call is stronger between Azpilicueta and Ashley Young. I thought the first contact from Victor, there was nothing in there. And there's Eddie Man at the Chelsea backline who's just too experienced and clean to make tackles. It is that Spaniard, Cesar. That's a goal kick to Manchester United. What could have been a free kick, according to Ashley Young's
Ashley Young has been flying since he was a youth. In his old age, he's still flying. Get on with the ball. I think there was not too much there. Azpilicueta had every right to come and stick a foot in. He didn't touch him. If anything, he was the one who clipped Azpilicueta on the knee. Still
United. Jesse Lingard still on the pitch, surprising to many. But this Lingard, he can swing one cross in, not successful because Alonso's sliding tackle intercepted. It's a corner to Manchester United on the right hand side. Chelsea's goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois is just right in front of the United fans, so it's more colour red than he would ever see, and the chance certainly deafening. A corner to be taken by Marcus Rashford, not too bad, but easily dealt with by Eden Hazard. Look more like Oliver Giroud in that instance. If he cannot score with the head, he should defend with the head. A throw taken quickly. Could have been a foul throw. The referee ignored that.
Well, if you are a Chelsea fan, you'll be concerned because certainly nobody can keep up this amount of pressure, taking this amount of pressure from United, and just hoping for the counter, because even the counter moves get snuffed out quickly by United.
Well, the United players have done what Femi just described. Taking back possession, and Pogba for the umpteenth time, letting it slide, and here they come attacking Cesar Azpilicueta. They decide to drive infield. It's got Ashley Young to bit. Seemed the initial contest they had made him show a bit of respect, so he had to turn all the way back now, and Chelsea can break free from the left hand side. Marcos Alonso with a near perfect cross, and Young with a fantastic control and an even secure clearance to safety to throw to Chelsea on the right. Victor Moses not in a haste to take it. A Nigerian international, invited amongst the 30 players actually listed by Genotro. Part of the FIFA World Cup, and might just be the sights all United fans have craved for. However you classify his talents, he knows how to get goals in such occasions. Romelu Lukaku has been asked to warm up by the Manchester United manager.
You wonder what Jose Mourinho might do.
But just before that, Chelsea gets score a second, and it's a save from the goalkeeper. Danger not averted. Still United players now, and somehow a call for a penalty. There was no way he would give that in 10 years. Alonso could have made that count, and maybe the substitution might have been different. Well, he's having a conversation probably with the VAR on replay again, and N'Golo Kante with that pass. Alonso could have hit it once, hesitated, and David De Gea called the game.
What was Smalling doing?
That was a handball.
Clearly, that was a clear handball.
He was. The referee saw it.
That was a handball.
He's having a conversation with the assistant referee. Might give it.
He will give it.
He will give it.
They're still talking. So much tension in the face of Ashley Young.
That's a penalty.
It's given.
Well, it's not a penalty. No. Well, it's a corner. Incredible decision, even with the VAR. It's a corner that's been given and not a penalty. Oh, he hasn't given a penalty, this gentleman. Fabregas cannot believe it. With all the conversation, what we saw on replay.
It was a penalty. Clear penalty.
Clearly, the VAR didn't
from my perspective. But I'll blame Smalling. What are you doing there? The ball comes, it's dangerous. The goalkeeper touches it. It's close to your post. Kick it off. Concede the corner. What are you doing trying to turn with the ball in the box? It's like,
and hope the foul.
This is not kindergarten football. You safety first.
Come on.
This will be given anywhere.
I think.
And the referee is standing there.
Actually, the assistant saw clearly.
Some might argue that Victor Moses knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what was doing.
He targeted that left hand of Ashley Young. But again, in football, you've got to keep your hand to your side. Once you move your hand, the argument will be made: was he moving his hand away, or was the hand going towards the ball? I look at it again. I'd still give it as a penalty.
The weird thing is that moment might just cost them Chelsea, and it's Marcus Rashford. What a save from Thibaut Courtois.
Again, poor decision.
Poor decision.
He had Sanchez running by his side. He saw him. He should have given him the ball. Sanchez was free. There was nothing else. I don't know, but again, maybe he had every right to try and go for it. But
he was losing balance, actually. He just had to be fortunate. Well, it took a deflection off Rashford.
Yeah, if you get all these opportunities, you can't take them. I think Ander Herrera will come out.
Well, it's Marcus Rashford. Seen enough of football.
Lingard should be leaving, not Rashford.
So Rashford is off for Antonio Martial, and of course Lingard taking off for Romelu Bolingoli Lukaku. So Martial is on. Lukaku is on.
A little extra muscle. They need to out-muscle Chelsea now. Now this is a different proposition for Chelsea. Different work, sort of work for the defense to do. You can expect the long balls in there in search of Romelu Lukaku. There's just about give and take, about 18 minutes of football left, of regular time left in this one. Well, I kind of feel sorry for Chelsea because by all standards it probably should have deserved the second penalty. Will be interesting to know what the officials' thinking was on that occasion.
Because the referee actually,
but an opportunity for Man United. It's up to them now to take it.
Well, incredible decision making there by Marcus Alonso to dilly-dally, and this time it's United. And somehow, well, it's actually Antonio Martial's strike takes the deflection, which actually softened that the trajectory of the ball. The goalkeeper had it pretty much easy. Alonso could have been guilty if this had gone in. There's no reason for him to hold on to play as much as he did. Just getting confirmation again. Lingard taking off. Well, here's a man who enjoys playing at Wembley, but certainly not today. United and Chelsea, 8th meeting in all competitions between these sides at this stadium. No two teams have met more often. As they say, they call Wembley the home of football. And of course, right here, all things football will bring live. And do not forget, official radio partners with Kwese for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. And doing this also in partnership with our friends at the BBC. Chelsea 1, United 0, 74 minutes played. We're live on YouTube. The comments are coming through. Sincerely appreciate everyone. Alex will take a couple of those comments, but just before he does, it's Valencia. Finds Pogba infield. Sanchez to Pogba. It's a terrible pass. But back to Sanchez. He can't drive from the right-hand side and decides to cross one in. A player goes down with a header. It's a Chelsea player. And Alonso would eventually clear. Like Femi mentioned earlier, just so much pressure on the Chelsea back line, and how they've been able to hold off and not concede is remarkable, to say the least, Alex.
Yeah, I think a lot of these things happen sometimes in football, and for Chelsea, Emmanuel, it's working for them, and you can see they have the better shape in the defense for Chelsea, and they're doing something Mourinho has done this season, all along this season, playing a kind of robust kind of football. Don't go forward, just sit back and play. I don't want to use the word dirty football, but I would love to say Jones again. But for Chelsea, it's really working out for them. Manchester United,
he's bleeding.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
It's possibility of a concussion there.
Oh, I think
both of them are bleeding. Yeah. Both of them are bleeding.
And he's still standing, Phil Jones. Well, he wants to see out this fixture, probably get the equaliser and take the monkeys off his back.
And here's the thing with this sort of situation. For a split second, if you see it again, the benefit of the replay, the moment contact was made, you saw Jones's legs buckle, and then that grimace on his face. That happens in football. Sometimes for a split second you lose consciousness. It could be a fraction of a second, but something happens, the shock to you makes you lose that kind of consciousness. It's a candidate for a concussion. So he's got a cut on his upper left eye, and it would seem Olivier Giroud has also got a cut to the back of his head. There are some players that are warriors. They are what do the Romans call them? Gladiators. But in football, you've got to take care of your body. You've got to be to be careful so that you don't hurt others or hurt yourself. Yeah. That was a situation there. It was a head clash, but Jones did not have to take that risk. it's a bit of a problem.
But he's going to be bandaged and allowed back into the game. But just before the United had a man down, not by virtue of a sending off, but a clash of head. Hazard with the ball on the left-hand side. It's a terrible pass from him. It's a Chelsea team without Willian, and still they haven't considered Lukaku's first touch in this game as a pass to his best friend, who fights Antonio Martial, who's going to run through Cesar on the left-hand side. It's Martial still on the left, Cesar on the right. Great turn from the young player. Finds Ashley Young. Decides to call the ball back to his right foot. It's Antonio Martial. It's a very porous cross from Martial. And Chelsea might try to break free. And N'Golo Kante is on the right. It's drifted infield. He's got support. No one close, but eventually it's Eden Hazard, who's not afraid to take on the fences. This time he knows how to do just that. It's Hazard up against Nemanja Matic. And now a bandage Phil Jones. Near perfect pass from Hazard. But United defense doing the job. Sanchez can break free. He's right on the centre circle. Well, Alexis Sanchez snuffed out there by N'Golo Kante. Masterclass defensive play from him. Back to Kante. He's got Moses on the right. Finds the Nigerian. Victor Moses. Pogba chasing.
After 2 or 3 breathtaking seasons for Alexis Sanchez at Chelsea, it did begin to seem like that last season, the last season he had at Chelsea, was a bit of a misnomer. But looking on the strength of his first season at United, you wonder what is wrong with Alexis Sanchez. His body language, his shoulders just drop every time. He's made more errors, offensive errors here than anyone else in this game. And every time he picks the ball, you can almost shrug and say, oh, Sanchez is going to mess it up time after time.
Well, strange statistics for football fans in this game in the first half. The Fabregas moments and that of Alexis Sanchez. Thibaut Courtois actually attempted more passes in the first half from the Chelsea side, and Sanchez and the goalkeeper David De Gea doing same. 79 minutes played. It's Chelsea 1, United 0.
If in fact Thibaut Courtois was at par with Cesc Fabregas, 19 attempted passes each. Alexis Sanchez had 11. Even De Gea had 12.
Remarkable stuff. But the most important statistics gives Chelsea the lead. He ends this way. Chelsea are champions of the FA Cup after they lost the final to Arsenal last year. 2-1 that ended. Sanchez one of the reasons why they couldn't be champions. Herrera, Nemanja actually finds Paul Pogba for United. They've been the better of the two teams. You've got to mention that. Ashley Young on the left hand side turns to the right, finds Paul Pogba, whose cross is near perfect, but easy punch for Thibaut Courtois. But again, it's a very long leg of Nemanja Matic. And still United with the possession. Back to Matic. Well, he tries to go for 30 yards there. The goalkeeper didn't see that coming. And his two-handed save gives United a corner to the visiting side in this one. Well, he just had to do something special. I'm not sure Courtois knew that was coming, but still kept it out of the corner after 81 minutes. A corner to Manchester United on the right-hand side. Sanchez back in set-piece taking. And Sanchez cannot find something special, but eventually they can get it. Antonio Martial. And it's a heavy strike from the Frenchman. Here's the catch for the goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, who would now actually amplify that delay tactics. The Belgian goalkeeper.
Well, somebody said on social media, quite wittily too, that these two teams are fighting for the paper over the crack trophy. In other words, both teams have been, disappointing this season. Maybe Chelsea more especially.
Oh, Hazard can get a brace, does so much, but still with the possession. This time it's not Jones, it's Smalling chasing him out of United's penalty area. Decides to go all the way back to Alonso. The players warming up, standing, looking at the action. 2 from Chelsea, 3 from United, all on the touchline there, hoping for moments in this one. Willian, I sight you, but this time it's a near perfect pass, an even better turn. Oh, certainly the assistant flag is up for offside to Olivier Giroud, who might just be sacrificed in this game.
That was poor movement from Olivier Giroud.
But great control from Antonio Martial. He's in the penalty area, tries his stutter steps. Martial with a strike. Cahill with a clearance. United with a corner after 82 minutes. The fans are nervous. It's a corner to be taken by Antonio Martial. He's right-footed, expected in-swinger. Jones with a bandaged head, hoping to connect with that one. And it's Lukaku, but somehow... Well, it's Pogba actually. Lukaku standing by, just waiting for that touch. Jose applauding the effort of his wards, hoping something can come out before 9 minutes. That was a free header from Pogba.
Totally
he should be scoring that.
No excuse. No excuse. You've got to hit target from this sort of range. I don't know. You know,
positions like that for some players. Lukaku.
Yeah, you over embellish. You're trying. You know, when the ball is coming from in front of you and you're trying to redirect it to the other part of the post, it's a skill set. If you don't have it, we saw Jones give away a very great opportunity with almost the last kick of the first half. Pogba's come in and done it again. It's like you're twisting your head too far out. If you are not too sure, go in there, tower above, hit the ball low. Most of it go in from that sort of range. To over embellish and look for the last angle and all of that. Look how wide that went. That should have been a goal.
An incredible passing from Antonio Martial. Appreciate all those who dropped in comments will take them, but just the action, limiting our time to breeze through social media. We're still live on YouTube. Nigerian Full Live. This is the FA Cup final at Wembley. Chelsea 1, United 0. 83 minutes, 84 now. Martial on the left hand side. The Frenchman that was left out of the final World Cup squad by Deschamps. But it's Lukaku trying the back heel. Not the most skillful. And his presence certainly has given Chelsea's backline a cause for concern.
Well, this result will mean everything to Antonio Conte,
if it becomes a result.
The Chelsea manager. Yeah. He's been often criticised for his inability to hold his own in the cup games, especially under pressure cooker situations in the finals. The team hasn't done much. They've even done much less in the second half than in the first. But they had that lucky break. That one-time passing, I think it was Cesc Fabregas that launched Eden Hazard, and the poor decision making abilities of Jones in the defense for United. You expect more, but take it or leave it. These two teams have been disappointing this season. Man United might be second in the Premier League, but they just couldn't finish games off. Chelsea were even worse. We saw this Chelsea side got taken out in the last game of the league by Newcastle. Totally eviscerated. I'm not sure how these managers are able to sleep at night these days, considering how much is expected of them, the amount, the quality of their purse, what they are able to do in the markets in the summer and in the January transfer window. I wonder what's going on in their mind if they manage to keep their jobs for the coming season.
A huge question mark more on Antonio Conte than Jose for a manager, even with the FA Cup trophy. If it does happen, it's no guarantee he's going to be in charge of Chelsea next season, if you believe what the papers say. In 86 minutes, United will make their final substitution in just a bit. Looks more like Juan Mata, a Spaniard, was left out of this lineup to accommodate Jesse Lingard, who earlier was taken off. It's Antonio. Well, it's not more like Paul Pogba now. With a cheeky play. Lukaku with a touch, too heavy for Sanchez. Could have actually controlled the ball first to do something tangible with it. Had it down and Chelsea can break free. They've been waiting for this moment potentially to counter-attack. It's Olivier Giroud. The pass is good to Eden Hazard, whose control is exquisite. Giroud, this time it's Eden Hazard who can strike. He's in the penalty area, waiting for that moment to occur, but just couldn't come for him. Oh, chest out of that dangerous area by Smalling. Finds Fabregas. Francis Fabregas, he goes down and plays the ball out of touch, and it's a throw to Manchester United. Victor Moses trying to be a bit funny there, holding on to play it, just like I rightfully predicted. It's Juan Mata who's going to be introduced. Just waiting to get confirmation. Well, Jones wouldn't see 90 minutes in this one. He cannot take it anymore. And Jose needed more attacking bite. So it's Mata on, Jones off for Manchester United after 87 minutes.
Clear intent from Jose Mourinho. He wants to go all out. He has, I think, 5 minutes plus added time to see if they can get an equalizer in this game. But I think Manchester United, they've left it late. For Chelsea, one thing will be sure, it's just staying back. Don't go forward. Just allow this Manchester United side come at you. If you get the ball, hit them on the break and try and get the second and all-important goal for Chelsea. I think Chelsea have done a great job in this game. They've really the shape of this Chelsea side, like Femi said, I think it has been the key for them. And you know, just stating what Femi said earlier, the fact that Manchester United should have come into the second 45 minutes, get the goal, the equalizer in the first 10 minutes of the game. If you don't do that, then Chelsea will grow into the game, and we've seen that from Chelsea. They're defending really well, and when they come forward, they look like they'll go, they look like they'll get a goal if they come forward. We've seen one chance from Eden Hazard. He did too much at that point. Gave the ball to Cesc Fabregas, but he couldn't do anything with the ball. For Manchester United, it's been a different story. When they get the ball, when they come forward, they don't know what to do with the ball. It feels like, I don't think this is the Manchester United side we've seen sometime in this season. Jose Mourinho tried to change some things in the side, play a 4-3-3 formation. You don't start Lukaku, and also playing Lingard and Rashford up front with Alexis Sanchez. But I think for the tactics of Mourinho in this game, it has been really poor. The players, they've not really given enough in this game. For Alexis Sanchez, he has been below par for me in this game. Really poor in this one. For Pogba, he had his chances, he couldn't take them, and he has been poor for me for Manchester United in this game. This is just what I'm going to say here. If it ends this way, 1-0, I'm going to use Femi's words here. It's going to be heartbreak of epic proportion, not just for Mourinho, but for Manchester United and their fans all over the world.
Well, it's surprising to say that this Conte isn't locking shop. He's very comfortable with the backline he has. He's about to introduce Alvaro Morata for Olivier Giroud. Well, I mentioned it was going to be the sacrificial lamb when it was time for time-wasting substitution. That's exactly what this is. 89 minutes. The Chelsea fans, who are covered in blue, hoping to chance blues. The call of football is the game. They are together, and winning is their aim, which will be just helping Antonio Conte not equal what Howard Kendall did with Everton in 1985 and 1986, becoming the only managers to lose back-to-back finals in the Cup. Eden Hazard could just make that not happen, and a corner which they will take next year falls to Chelsea after 90 minutes. So it's 90 minutes, Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, Eden Hazard is clearly the man of this, the man of the match in this performance. It's the reason why Chelsea have a lead. It's the reason why they can even play on the counter. Every time they get the counter, they get the ball to him. He does the right things. It's almost like the United players are afraid to go near him or to touch him. So he buys valuable time, slows down the tempo, and then he switches play rather quickly with a quick, clever turn. Makes life difficult for United. Other than that, most of the other Chelsea players have been average, and now they will sacrifice Eden Hazard and bring on Willian, who also knows how to hold the ball. Maybe not at the levels of the Chelsea strongman Hazard. I've got to put this into context. Now, it's already 90 minutes. We're into stoppage time. We'll see how many minutes are given.
Possibly 4 minutes.
4. Now, if this result holds, this is how monumental this is. Before this game, Jose Mourinho had played in 13 cup finals. He had won 11 of 13. 11. The only 2 times Jose Mourinho lost in cup finals was a 2-1 defeat to Benfica in 2003.
The Portuguese Cup.
In the Portuguese Cup final, 2003. And 10 years later, the Copa del Rey defeat to Atletico Madrid. That game that went into extra time. They lost in extra time to Atletico Madrid. That is how awesome Jose Mourinho's final record has been. This will be a huge dent, not just because he will lose here today, but to lose to Chelsea and to Antonio Conte. This would be his greatest problem of the season. To lose in this manner, to lose to Chelsea, and to effectively ensure that he goes empty-handed, completely this season.
All right. By the way, it's 5 minutes. We all predicted 4. I and Alex. But the referee had the guts to give a penalty against United in this final. And the Chelsea players have done something remarkable since 89 minutes. They've been in United left-hand side.
Yeah, just kill off the game. That's what they should be doing, and that's what they're doing.
It's going to be a world record if the game ends and United don't have that moment to get a sight of the goalkeeper, Courtois.
I have a problem with United, though. I don't know whether it's me. Since the introduction of Martial and Lukaku, it's almost like it took something off United's attack. You could criticize Lingard or who was the other guy? Rashford for decision making, but they had energy, they were youthful, they were adventurous, they were running at them. Lukaku doesn't do much to help the team except when you float the long ball into the box. You're almost playing with one man less, and when you have a Sanchez who cannot even pass the ball successfully, and a Pogba who sometimes seems he's got his mind somewhere else, then you wonder what else to expect. Who was taken off for Mata, by the way?
Jones.
Okay,
Phil Jones.
On his head.
On his head.
I should have 2 minutes to do something, and that cross from Valencia, near perfect, connect with the head of Nemanja Matic.
Too many opportunities, too many wasted opportunities. United have no reason to not have scored at least twice in this game. But the decision making, did you see what Antonio Martial did when he needed to cross the ball? Totally give the ball away. I don't know. I don't think there's enough of their heart in it as we enter into the penultimate minute before the end of stoppage.
5 minutes added. We're into stoppage time. United trail to Chelsea 1-0.
We're into the fourth.
As it stands, Antonio Conte gesticulating. He still knows football. It's not over until it is. Courtois yellow carded for time wasting. He wouldn't give a macaroni about that. Appreciate all those on YouTube watching live. Final seconds.
There could be drama.
Oh, United are famous for late moments. They could salvage something if Chelsea decide to, but the cross is straight dip and headed out for a corner. It seems Victor Moses calling for a goal kick, but it's Sanchez who gets the corner of Moses, and the United fans. Jose's watch certainly just made that beeping sound. After this corner, it could be Chelsea's FA Cup to celebrate, or United fight back. It surely would be the FA Cup to celebrate. And the Chelsea players are hovering around Courtois.
Telling him to go to bed.
And looking, Antonio Conte saying, calm down, simmer down. Like a reggae music, simmer down. But I'm not going to sing that now, not to upset Manchester United fans. 95 minutes, waiting for the call from the referee, Michael Oliver. It's plenty for the United fans to take in. Second on the Premier League table, but they will go the season without a trophy most certainly. And Chelsea, who will be competing in the Europa League, will have the last laugh as things stand. And it could be a second for Chelsea, and eventually it's a corner given away by Juan Mata, a former Chelsea man, helping them kill off time. And also some conspiracy theory. The Chelsea fans applauding some with the Mata name on the back of their jersey. They foresaw this moment. Jose with a smirk. He won't lose his first final in normal time. It's never happened to him. It's never happened to him as a manager in the Premier League. And Chelsea will reclaim the FA Cup trophy. They relinquished to Arsenal a couple of seasons back. And that's how it's going to end. Not setting for Willian. It's going to be yellow carded for time wasting. The United fans and players are getting furious. And eventually, yes it is, it's all over. Well, Conte promised to give Jose a handshake, and he just does that. Not just a handshake, an embrace. Jose has lost the final in normal time.
For the first time.
And Antonio Conte's Chelsea are champions. Giroud back-to-back win, with different teams. Opta would help out with that information. He might just be the first player in aeons to do it. But this man raised high above everyone at Chelsea. The most prized assets once compared to Cristiano Ronaldo. His goal in the first half gives Chelsea a remarkable, well-had-fought victory at Wembley. It's a result, not a scoreline. It ended Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. They are champions of the 2017 FA Cup.
Well, congratulations to Chelsea. There will be repercussions for United players. Again, look, this was called the paper over the crack trophy for these two teams. Two big teams who were utterly disappointing. Other than Man City that blew everybody away, the teams that impressed this season were Liverpool and of course Tottenham. There is no equation in which you say United were impressive this season, or Chelsea were impressive. That is a huge disappointment. Chelsea will take this as a big consolation to their season. It's big for the team, even bigger for the manager, to be the guy who finally stops Jose Mourinho in the cup final for the first time within 90 regular minutes. That is big for him. However, the Chelsea side, on the strength of the play in this final, as a fan, you will look at it and say, yes, we got the penalty, we won. But is this the quality we need? No. Do we have enough quality to challenge next season? It's hard to say. For United, certainly, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a massive sales bonanza at United. There are just too many players in United whose head is not in the right place. I'm not too sure. There is some young promise coming up. There is no leadership. There's absolutely no leadership. I think leadership was what Zlatan Ibrahimovic brought to United for 2 seasons. The absence of Zlatan, when he's on the pitch, you feel there is a boss on the field. For most of these players, Pogba does not command anything. If anything, he plays like he's the one who needs to be controlled. Controlled. Lukaku will give you the few goals. How many goals does he have this season again?
I think 15 or so.
His tally is disappointing for a player of his status. But he gives you very little else. When the ball is in the middle of the park, he's useless. When you have to defend and keep the shape of play, Lukaku is often useless. When you have to keep possession, Lukaku is often useless. That's the thing. The players who would have done it, players like Sanchez, were totally dismal. And some of them are abysmal all season long. And we saw that again play out in this final. Sanchez was nowhere to be found when the time came for the big boys to be called. Most of the credit, the few credits Man United will have this season, went down to the goalkeeper, De Gea. De Gea was the reason why United could finish second in the league. Otherwise, they didn't score that many goals. In comparison to the top 4 teams, they scored the fewest number of goals. So it came down to what they were able to do at the back. The defense was suspect most of this season, but De Gea was awesome. If they lose De Gea, just imagine.
Well, he's going to stay next season, by the way. So that's a fact. Alongside Paul Pogba.
Whatever it is that happened, and then you look at it and you say, what will they do differently to challenge Man City next season? And unless they are ready to let many players go and bring many players in, then you can. It's hard to see any serious improvement for the coming season.
We do have to go on a break, so we could say Betty buys to those on YouTube. I appreciate every second. So Alex, can you take as many as you possibly can?
We'll
take that break, return, and take some calls. Chelsea are champions of the FA Cup. Go ahead, Alex.
Ruben comes to say, is it Augustin? Okay, replying a comment here.
Start from Olariwaju or Modelakbo. Starting from that.
He said this is my first time of seeing the gang live. I love you guys. God bless you. God bless you too. For us, Martin Nokam comes to say good job, Femi and the gang. We feel you too. Yes, he comes back to say I'm very happy. I'm watching you guys live. Smooth operator.
Click on it. All right, go ahead.
And Ndubuisi Abel comes to say the army and the style built by this special one is haunting him here seriously. I think I said it. Mourinho. They're doing the Mourinho over Mourinho. So yes, poor one from Jose Mourinho
just keep going
in the
forward.
cup final. Yes, this one's coming from Kenny
Ogumiloro.
Kenny Ogumiloro says, well done, Emmanuel, and the other members of the gang. Thank you very much. Martin comes back to say, who be that person? We know the talk.
I was referring to
when you have Femi side by side with you, you just have to grace the moment. So there you have it. Naphtali Caleb comes to say, what a great game, real tensed game.
That's old school.
Okay, it comes on to say, come on Chelsea, come on Chelsea, come on Chelsea, we can do this. Yeah, you've done it.
And
the champions already.
Says, well done, Femi and the gang. This is absolutely fabulous for Chelsea. This will be a huge boost ahead of next season. And everyone is celebrating. This one is shouting from Yankee. I dare Yankee the Filuna. Seeing you guys is so good. Blue for life. Your name is Ademola Bankole. Hope you have a great time. We do have to go on that break. While we return, like I mentioned, it's going to be all about you. From the phone lines, Bola also standing by. I wonder the energy is going to take to drive from 7 to 9 p.m. Sometimes it's just happy when you lose, your team loses, and you've got to do the rest broadcast. But mixed feelings for Chelsea fans. This really not the sort of season they hoped for. But as they say in Pigeon Parlance, Atolato Naimba, the FA Cup. What, like I mentioned during my introduction, there's a thin line between a successful campaign and one wrapped in failure. Hazard's penalty, the reason why Chelsea fans are still inside the Wembley Stadium, and United fans are taking the trams, the train, the buses to their respective destination. From London to Manchester, it's quite a distance, that I can tell you. We'll be back after a break. But Femi, you want to add something?
Let's take that break.
Let's take that break.